Hi, welcome to Active Rainbow. So today we are going to do a short seated mobility exercise session on movement. So if you can, try and sit on a dining chair with no arms. If that's not possible and your dining chair does have arms, just make sure that you can move in the chair. If you don't have this option and you're sat in an armchair or a comfy settee, then make sure you prop your back up with some cushions just to help support that back. Okay, so we're going to come to the edge of your chair for me. Keep that tummy pulled in. If this starts to hurt your back, you can sit back in the chair. Just keep that tummy pulled in and back nice and neutral. But do try and come a little bit further forward for me. We're going to bring the hands down by the side and we're going to start from the bottom and we're going to work our way all the way up to the top. So we're going to start by circling the ankles. So we're just going to take that leg, lift that leg slightly if possible, and circle in one direction. If that hurts the legs, or you would prefer, then just rest that heel onto the floor and circle the ankles in one direction here. And then when you're ready, I want you to change direction. So we're just going to bring and circle the ankle round in the opposite direction. Again, you can keep it up or you can rest it on the floor. And now from here, we're going to bring that toe to ceiling and then we're going to point the toe down. So toe to ceiling, point that toe down. Just remember to keep that tummy tight and keep them shoulders back. Tap and then lift, tap, lift, tap and lift. Let's pull that leg back in now and we'll swap those legs. So bring the other leg forward, keeping that tummy pulled in, just circling through those ankles. So we're going to circle in one direction to start with, followed by the other direction when you're ready. So circle in the other direction. Perfect. Keeping that foot on the floor if that helps. And then toe to ceiling. And then drop that toe down. So we're going to flex and we are going to point. Flex, point, flex and point. Bring both of those feet in now for me. Sitting nice and tall, tummy pulled in, make sure them shoulders are nice and back. We're going to take the feet into the floor and we're going to lift up those heels. So we're going to do some heel raises here, both together. So we're going to lift and we will drop. Lift those heels, drop those heels. Now sometimes if you're at home doing the exercises, I find it easier to start with the feet and then work your way all the way up to the top of your head. Kind of give you something a little bit to focus on there. So lift those heels and drop. And now if we can do the opposite, bring the legs forward slightly, lift up those toes and drop the heels back on the floor. I'm hoping you can just about see them. So we're pulling up both of those feet together, heels in the floor and dropping them back down. Lift and drop and lift and drop. Perfect. Staying sat down on that chair, tummy is pulled in. We're just going to tap that toe forward. So let me come to the side a little bit here so you can see. So we're just going to tap that toe forward and then bring that leg back. So you can either slide forward and bring it back, or you can make that move a little bit bigger. Option is always yours. Do what you can. Keep it small or make it bigger. So we're just tapping and bringing it back. So you're going to feel your knees loosening up a little bit here. So we're going to tap and pull it back. Let's try and do 4 more if we can. If it's too much, slow it right down. Or just tap those feet forward. And 1 more. Lovely. From this position here, try and take it into that little knee lift. So it's nothing too big. You can either heel raise or you can lift that knee up. So we're just starting to loosen off these hips a little bit here now, keeping that tummy pulled in. Just lift and drop. Lift and drop. Perfect. Lift and drop. Last 2. Lift and drop and lift and relax that down. Lovely. So you've worked your ankles, we've worked the knees and we've worked those hips. Now we're just going to continue with the hips here. Legs are together. We've got 2 options. You can either just drop that leg to the side slightly leading with the knee, or if we can, we're going to just make it a little bit bigger and just take that leg out to the side. So we're just opening up those hips by taking the legs out to the side in that half jack position. If you really wanted to, we could bring those arms in and work those elbows as well, those elbow joints, bringing it out and back in. Option is always yours. Do what's comfortable for you. Go for 4 and 3 and 2, last one here, and 1. Bringing it back in, arms are going to come down to the side, tummy pulled in again. We're just going to take it into this little side bend and pulling back up, pulling that tummy in as you're coming up, which helps to support that back. We're coming down and we're going to lift. We're taking it down and lift. And down and lift, making this bigger if we can, taking it all the way up, dropping the other hand down, and then pull back up, sucking that tummy and pulling that tummy right in, lift and drop, and back up we come. 2 more, down and lift, last one, down and lift, holding it in this position, tummy's pulled in, shoulders are back. We're just going to tap the opposite knees. Try and make sure the knees are not coming in, keep them nice and wide, and we're just going to tap here. So just warming up that back. Shouldn't hurt. If you do feel like it hurts a little bit, don't go so far or don't do this exercise at all. It's a nice, slow mobility exercises just to warm up that body. Perfect. And then hands down by your side again. We're just going to slowly roll one shoulder back. So we're just focusing on that shoulder joint here, small circles round. Perfect. And then if we can, we're going to take the hand to the shoulder and we're going to circle and make that circle a little bit bigger. If this is too difficult, keep it down here for me and continue with the circle in here. If not, let's make it a little bit bigger. Circling around. Lovely. And then even bigger if we can. Again, too much, take it down a step and don't do the full circle. You can either keep it to here or you can keep it to here. Go with what's good for you. All our bodies work completely different. You do what you can and what's comfortable for you. And then swapping sides. So we're going to bring the hand to the other side and we're slowly going to roll that shoulder back. Again, really focusing on that tummy, pulling that tummy in, shoulders are down, back's nice and neutral. And we're not slouching in that chair. And then we're going to bring that hand to shoulder and we're going to make that a little bit bigger. Remember, if this is uncomfortable or you struggle, keep that hand down by your side. Circle round. Last time, hand comes down, full circles if you can. If not, stick to what's good for you and bring that hand to the shoulder. Circle, keep that tummy pulled in, always remember. And last one, both hands down by your side. Shrug them shoulders, squeeze at the top and then relax them down. Nice deep breath, squeeze and relax. Squeeze, relax. And squeeze and relax. Let's bring it down to the wrists. So we're just going to circle those wrists here. Now again, it's up to you. If you want to keep the hands down, feel free, or you can bring them up so you can see the wrists in front of your body. And then circle in the other direction. Little circles around. And then I want you to squeeze those hands and flex. Squeeze, flex, squeeze and flex. All the joints in those fingers. Give your hands a little shake down. Perfect. Okay, from here, we're just going to take the chin to chest. Now be really careful if you've got any injuries in the neck or the back. If you know you shouldn't be doing this one, please don't do it. We're going to stay tall on that chair and we're just going to bring the chin to chest. And very slowly, you're just going to roll from ear to ear. You might feel a bit of rustling, a bit of popping, a bit of clicking. It's just normal. But just remember, if it hurts, Just avoid doing any of the movements. So it's just a half roll, dropping that chin down, and rolling the ear to shoulder. And then if we can now, we're going to keep the ear to the shoulder, keep the shoulders low, and you can push with that opposite hand. You're going to feel a stretch coming from the back of your ear all the way down that neck. Feel that stretch. If you want to make this a little bit harder so you can feel that stretch a little bit more, feel free now to slowly look down to the floor. And then bringing it back up. Perfect. Bring the opposite ear now to the shoulder. Sitting tall, push with the opposite hand, feeling that stretch coming down the side of that neck. When you're ready, and if you want to, you can slowly look down to the floor, feeling that stretch increase. And then bringing it all the way back up to the top. Hands to here. I just want you to slowly give me a couple of circles around. So we're sitting on the edge of that chair, pulling that tummy in and just giving me a few little circles around here. This has to be my favourite stretch of all time. And change direction, swap direction now. Keep that tummy pulled in to support that lower back. Little circles around. And well done. That should be just 11 minutes. We have done 11 minutes of a small mobility session. So if you're wanting to come to any of the classes that we offer, we have a class on a Tuesday at Christchurch in Hipperholm, and that's a seated mobility and strength class. So we use hand weights and we use some resistance bands as well. And then we've also got a class on a Thursday at St Jude's at 1 o'clock, and that's also a strength and mobility class, which is all done sat down on a chair. If you've got any questions or you'd like to get in contact, please let me know. I'll put my details in the post. Thank you very much.